later. This piece is also 4 by 5 1/4. So when I put it on top, it matches perfectly. Now what I'm going to do is take a piece of washi tape, or you can use the, there is some, I don't know if painter's tape would work. If anyone's used painter's tape, will you let me know if painter's tape goes on cards and doesn't come off? I think there's something called a green frog tape. And we do even have to be careful with washi, because sometimes washi tape will tear your cardstock. So you just have to be careful. So what I did to do this card here, this is one of our current stencils. So I have the circle that I cut out on top of my Whisper White cardstock. And I'm going to match this up right in the corner. And the reason I do this is if it happens to slip off, I will be able to match it right back up, because I know it's perfectly aligned with the corner. I'm going to take my Versamark ink and a sponge dauber, and I'm going to hold it real tight down here. And I'm just going to go over the parts of the stencil that I can see are in that circle that I cut out. And so you could do this with any stencil. Okay, and once you're done with that, you can go ahead and remove the stencil. And you can probably see mine's a little bit pink from stamping on it. Let me lift the stencil off. It's a little hard to tell. And then what I would do is bring over my embossing powder again, put the clear on it, clear embossing powder, then I would hit it with my heat tool. I already did this so that you didn't have to hear the heat tool again. And so it's done. Now again, you can see that mine's dyed a little bit pink. I'm not going to worry about that. It's just from the ink that's been used on my Versamark. But I do need this part back, this circle that I cut out of here. So once again, I'm going to attach that together. And for this one, I'm going to use Coastal Cabana and Bermuda Bay ink. And you can use a sponge dauber, which is this. Ink it up, and again, hold your layers. Even though it's washi taped up there, I probably would put another piece down here. I should say. Let me just grab another piece. That way it's not going to move around on me. Okay, so it's all ready to go. So again, you can use a sponge dauber. I'm going to use this blending brush that I got. You can find them. They actually started as makeup brushes. I just like the look of them. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of ink from my Coastal Cabana, start off the edge, and I'm going to go right over that. So the part that I embossed with the embossing powder is not going to get any ink on it. Okay, so we can decide, and I see some parts are a little bit darker, some are lighter, and that's the way I like it. So I'm actually going to leave this out for a minute. Now with these brushes, these are not available through Stampin' Up. I did get this somewhere else. So if you're using the sponge daubers, you do it exactly the same. Start off the edge, that way you don't get the dauber mark, and do a little bit there and bring it onto your card. That way the starting point is not so abrupt. So again, I've inked up with a little bit of Bermuda Bay. I'm just gonna give it a few darker spots here so it's not all the same color. Okay, and then I'm all done with that. I'm going to close up my ink. And then undo this piece. So this is what you'll end up with. And you can do that with a circle, a square, the nested framelit dies, any die that you can create or punch out, you could do that with. So this part is all done. So what we're going to do is, this piece is 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/4, just big enough for your greeting. I'm going to take my Memento black ink, and I like to cut a little banner off of the the edge. So you just go from the middle to the corner there. And again, ink that up. I'm just going to stamp a little happy birthday. And then we can go ahead and put that on with some dimensionals. So I'm going to put the dimensionals on, and then I'll put the part that we just embossed onto the front of the card, and then we'll make sure everything lines up. So again, this piece here is 4 by 5 1/4. The card base is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. And my favorite, one of my favorite colors, Coastal Cabana. This color retired for a little while, and I was so sad because I love it. Okay, so I just put that right on the front. You could raise it with dimensionals if you want to too. And I'm going to make this part line up on the left side. And we're going to make sure that it's semi-straight. Okay, and the last thing that I want to do for this card is I just wanted to add, it seemed a little too plain for me. You could add some rhinestones. I have these little epoxy dots. And you've probably heard me say before that your Stampin' Blends markers can change the look and personalize so many of your things. So whether it's pearls, rhinestones, these epoxy dots, if it's something glass, all you need to do is take your Stampin' Blends markers and color over them. And they dry pretty quickly, so I'm using Bermuda Bay. I'm using light and dark. I just wanted a little bit of variance in those. And then I'll use I have this old piercing tool. I always keep forgetting to use the Take Your Pick tool. I don't know why. Okay, there's that one. And this one. And then I'm going to add 3 up at the top. There. So that's our last project. So what do you think? Do you like to color some of your embellishments to match too? Like any of the embellishments. If they're a color that is not matching with your project, go ahead and get your Stampin' Blends markers out and color away. So the last thing that I want to show you is, and hopefully it seems like, oh, I can't tell. Maybe we are frozen up for a minute. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about is right now you may have seen that I have a class to go. And if you're not familiar, I just want to tell you real quickly what a class to go is all about. Now, it's a very short ordering period because we have a new catalog coming out, and we don't know yet what is going to be retired and what is not going to be retired. So I wanted to get this class ordered if anyone is interested, so that I haven't created this whole class and then someone goes to order and then the products aren't available. I don't want to have to disappoint anyone that way. So I wanted to just show you real quickly. You're going to get the Come Sail Away Memories and More card pack. And if you haven't seen these before, you get, I can't remember if it's 40 or 50 cards, but there's a lot of cards and pieces inside. So you're going to get some 3x4 cards, and then you're going to get the 4x6 cards. You get a couple sheets of stickers. You get some of these little stencils. So there's a lot of good product in there. So I have teamed that up with, you're going to get the whole pack of those cards. So in addition to the cards that you make through my class, you'll be able to make more. You're going to get a half a pack of these trinkets, which are anchors and wheels. And then you're going to get a full spool of this. It's Sahara Sand and Night of Navy linen thread, or not linen thread, sorry, twine. And then what I'm going to do is I have 10 card designs that I'm going to share with you. And I'll send you a PDF tutorial with instructions, and I'll show you which cards to pull out of the kit. And I just wanted to show you a couple of the cards real quickly. that you'll be making. And again, there are 10 card designs. I won't, I'm not going to show you all of them, just show you a few of them so you can kind of get an idea. There's no stamping. If you want to stamp, you can do some further stamping, but you don't have to. These are all stickers and cards and twine and embellishments from the product that you will get. So if you're interested, the kit is $33 and that includes shipping. And I am going to be ordering on Wednesday afternoon around 3 o'clock. So I just need your RSVP and payment by that time. So again, that's the Sailing Away. You can find all the information over on the Stamp It With Debbie page at facebook.com/Stamp It With Debbie. And that's only until this Wednesday, the 22nd of April. Again, I hope that you have learned something today. If you have learned something or had forgotten about a technique or something, leave me a comment. Let me know what it is. And if you're following on YouTube, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And once you hit subscribe, hit the little bell so that you never miss a video. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me. And I'll be back again tomorrow with a fun tutorial on a fun fold card. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.